Hi, this is Legina Betts, and I want to welcome you to our Getting Started call. And I'm so excited that you've joined us and that you have stepped in, scared as though you may be, and decided that this was something for your family. I remember when I started Arbonne 13 years ago, and my sponsor, Carlita Nelson, who's also my sister-in-law, said, okay, let's just do it. And I remember thinking, what am I getting myself into? And then I decided what we're doing isn't working and we've got to do something different. And so I connected to her and I listened to everything that she had to say. And I followed in her footsteps because I saw success ahead of me. And I thought, if she can do it, then I can do it too. And so that's what I want to encourage you as you're getting started with Arbonne, is that you are like most people coming in with a lot of fears and hesitations, but also coming in with hope that life can be different for you. And so just so you know, we have got a very successful system for success, and we call this our recipe for success. And like anything else, as you're following a recipe, you want to include all of the ingredients in a recipe in order to get the successful outcome. And so our recipe for success is what we call the 5 S's. We schedule, we sell, we sponsor, we stay connected, and we also service our customers. And so we're going to kind of talk about that and step right through all of this. But it's just as easy and simple as 1, 2, 3. And so we're going to, like I said, we're going to go through all of this and go through our booking verbiage and how to get activity. And we're going to step through all of this with you because you are in business for yourself, but you are never in business by yourself. And I think that was so incredibly comforting when I started Arbonne because my sponsor was 850 miles away. And so I knew that we needed a system that could be very easily duplicated, transferred from one place to the other. And what we have seen over the years is that that's exactly what's happened, is that we've got a system that we can help somebody, whether they live across the street or whether they live in a different entire country. And so let's talk and walk through that. So our very first step in getting started is we sign up and we order our products. So it's only $79 to get started. And then you get your products at least at 35 to 50% off. And the more products that you personally use, the more that you're going to be excited because you'll see the results from them and the benefits, and you'll want to share them naturally with others. And so there's several different packages that we have available to brand new consultants, and we work with your budget, but we can help you get your products at 50% off. And Arbonne has several different packages for that. And all that we're doing is we're quickly Arbonizing your home and letting you buy from your own store, where yes, you also get a discount, but yes, Arbonne pays you back from buying from your own store at a discount. So that's just a great thing. So as you are getting on products, then we needed to get into activity. So it's like I've opened up a new shop, a new storefront, and I can lease my property. I can get all the signs hung up, but I have to actually open my business for there to be any income starting and coming into my business. So this is what activity is for your business. And so we just, as we're sitting down talking to each other at the very beginning, and your sponsor's probably already done this, is, how much income is going to make a difference for you and your family. And for me, we just needed an extra about $1,000 a month. That's would help provide for our credit card debt that we were in, for our school loan debt that would never end, and for the expenses that I saw coming down the pike as our children had additional needed expenses. And so we needed an extra $1,000 a month. And then I took a look at my calendar because I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I'm already so very busy. And there's so many things that are occupying my time. How am I ever going to fit this in? And what we recommend is that you do, we call it 6 for success, 8 to be great, 10 to win, 12 to excel. And so I was like, oh, do I even have that many evenings available? And when you evaluate your calendar, and I'm going to show you a picture of that in just a second, then what I realized is there were some things that I had to temporarily say no to in order to get the always being able to say yes to in our life. And then there were times that what I needed was to have my husband to have more time with our children, and for us to have additional opportunities and options. But I had to temporarily give up what I needed in the long term in order to make that sacrifice for my business to grow. And so sometimes people say, I want to get into Arbonne because I want more time with my children. And so temporarily, you are going to have to give up time with your children on a very short time basis so that you have options to always be able to have time with your children. So I hope that that makes sense and that you see how that is so easy to overcome when you get it all right and you see why you're doing it. And then the third question I like asking people as we're sitting down talking is, how long are you willing to work in order to achieve that income? Because this is a business. And when I open up my coffee shop that we were talking about before, I know that I'm not going to be starting to make $1 million profit the very first month that I open my doors. So I have to be willing to put in and roll up my sleeves and make the work happen before I see the income coming back. And the beautiful thing about our business is that it doesn't take a long time to see the income come back. In fact, you can recoup that very quickly, but you have to be willing to roll up your sleeves and do the work that's necessary because this is a business. So let's take a look at that calendar. And for me, I made a list of my priorities, and your priorities may look different, but I made these are some of my priorities. My first one's my faith, then my family, and then if you happen to have an outside job that you are working right now because it helps to pay the bills, then that needs to be on the list, and then your Arbonne activity. And so you can see from this calendar that it is that there are plenty of times that you can work in your Arbonne activity, whether it's at lunch or right after work, or it's a group presentation during the evening, that there is time to make it happen. And so there's not time to make an Arbonne business happen and watch TV every night of the week, but there is time to make your Arbonne happen and to give up a couple of different things temporarily so that you can have those choices. Dave Ramsey, I love listening to him, says, live like no one else lives so that you can then eventually live like no one else does. And so that's exactly what you're doing right now. And so that deciding all of those and those dates all come back to why Arbonne. Why? What do you need out of Arbonne that is motivating you to go through the learning curve that you have in any new opportunity that you come across? And so if time and money were not an issue, what would you be doing today instead of what you did today? What do you need more of in life? Maybe it's more time with your family. Maybe it's having a spouse being able to come home and be a part of your family. Maybe you want more vacation time. Maybe you want more time to do fundraising opportunities and giving back to organizations like that. So what is it for you? What do you want less of in life? Less stress, less drive time, less hassle, less time with the boss that drives you crazy. So what is it for you? And then who do you want to become? For me, I was also looking to have to be more organized. I was looking to have a bigger friend group. I was looking to grow and to stretch myself. And so what is it that you need Arbonne? And making a list of at least 10 whys, because they're going to fuel your business and help you to get off the ground. And my whys were what helped me to get up a little bit earlier and to stay up a little bit later and to learn as much as that I could, because my why was so very important to me. And maybe it's eating organically. Maybe it's being able to put your child in a Christian school or a Christian college or go to college. So what is it for you? And marking those down, because when you have and you know why you need Arbonne, then the what is going to happen, and you'll find a way to make all of that happen. And so the second question is who? Who do you know? And looking at on Facebook, who do you know on Facebook on your cell phone? And yes, it was really easy for me to think of my immediate family and friends, but then I also had to think, who did I know in a different state? Because that's exactly what my sister-in-law did. Is she lives in Oklahoma, I live in Tennessee, and she said, "Ooh, that person I want to be able to contact and see if she'd be interested in the products and in the business." So think locally, think globally, also all throughout the United States. That's all that we were when I started in Arbonne 13 years ago. But now we're in Canada, we're in the UK, Poland, Australia. We're soon to be in Taiwan and looking to spread into additional global countries. And so that's really exciting. What I found was that this list helped me to get started. And sometimes your family and friends are really eager to help you, sometimes they're not. So you'll just have to see about your particular friend group. But as you're looking to never run out of people that you meet, because it's meeting your family and friends will introduce you to their family and friends and their family and friends, and your circle of influence will continue to grow and will never end because you continue to meet new people at every little group get together that you have. And so that's really exciting. And this list is going to help you with either getting activity on your calendar or to see who you want to join you as a business partner. And so thinking strategically with your friend group that you have. And often people will get stuck in just one little area. They will start out with their family and they won't try to think of outside their different influence areas. And so I want to encourage you to think, who do you know in your friend group through all of these things that we've listed, as well as your spouse or significant other or your parents or his parents. And so thinking and building a wide network of people and thinking outside of the box, because you know way more people than you think you do. And then all of those people also know a lot of people. So you've got a long list. Then out of that list, I want you to go back and I want you to star some different people that you are already successful at what they're doing. Now, I do have a degree in education, but at the time that Carlita encouraged me to be a part of Arbonne, I was a very successful stay-at-home mom of 4 daughters. And so who do you know that is successful, not because they've got initials behind their name, but because they are a person of influence and they light up a room when people walk into it? There are people who are probably already very busy because successful people can fit a lot of things into their day. Maybe it's people who are more concerned about nutrition and healthy and better products. So I would start those people, and then start the people who've already said, I need Arbonne. And typically you never hear them say, quote unquote, I need Arbonne. It would sound more like this. Spring break's coming up and we get to stay home this year because that's the finances that we have. We don't have finances to go on a vacation this year, so we have a stay vacation. Or maybe it is my husband is having to work extra shifts and we never get to see him. Or my husband is working third shift and he's never at home. Or maybe it's I have a child who wants to do summer activities and I don't know how we're going to be able to fit that in. So many times people are saying, I need Arbonne. They just, you have to keep your ear open and listen to what people are actually saying and engaging with them. And so go back through your list and star those people because you want to get with them and you want to share Arbonne with them. And whether it's a 15-minute video, we've got Monday night Discover Arbonne calls. They can do a 3-way call with me. We've got so many different ways that we can share that with them and help them just to see if it might be a fit for them. And so in your first 30 days, it's your grand opening for business. We have opened, your business is now opened, and we're going to help you get a full calendar, help you with what to say, and you've already made your list of people to call. But a full calendar is going to help you feel really confident because you're doing your presentations back to back to back. And we're talking about 2 a week, an average of 2 to 3 a week. And so with that, then you'll be able to learn our system of how to share with people, and you will learn how to get bookings off of bookings, how to talk to people at the end about whether they would like to get their products at a discount and become a preferred client, or if they'd like to take a little peek at this business and see if it might work for them. And so we're going to help you with that booking. And your friends are going to help you just get started, and they can do that without ever having to spend a dime, because all you're looking is to meet people that you don't already know. And so our booking verbiage and how to overcome objections, I'll let you know, is on our website, directedpath.info, and the password is Arbonne for that. But your booking verbiage is you just let them know what you're doing and why you're doing it, that you just need a help or favor in getting started. And in the next 30 days is when you need it. And you're going to hook them up with lots of great discounts and lots of great products. And let's just pencil it in. So it would look something like this. Hey, Sally, this is Legina. You got a second? And I just wanted to let you know that I've started a new health and wellness business with a company called Arbonne. Have you ever heard of it? And I always like to ask that question to see if they're already getting Arbonne products. And so you listen to what their answer is, and then you say, oh, that's great. I decided to start this business because I was looking for a way to get out of the house and have some girl time fun, but also to be able in that same process to help pay off some of our debt. And I called you because I just need this little help in getting my business started. And I'm looking to book 8 group presentations in the next 30 days. And I thought of you because you are so much fun to hang out with. And all it takes is just a couple of girlfriends to get together, and we're going to come and pamper you. And you girls are just going to have a blast and enjoy your time. And I'm going to hook you up with a lot of great products. I have got a couple of dates that are available, and just seeing if we could pencil in a date. So what do you think? And the more times you practice that, the easier it's going to come. And you're focusing all on how can you help your friend get great products and have a fun night out. And so practice that. And then the thing is, we are just going to plug into the person who is your sponsor. And I know that I text and I emailed and I called Carlita over and over and over again. So you can't contact us too many times, because that's the people we know that are being on purpose with their business, is they have got questions, and so they're asking it. But we also plug in to the tools that are available, and you've got so many resources. Arbonne.com has a lot of training that's on it through our Arbonne University, and so plug into that. But we also have our team Facebook page, and so ask your sponsor to be sure and to plug you in and invite you to our team Facebook page, because we communicate a lot that way. We also have our weekly calls that are available every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. And I'll tell you, I'll just be really honest. I can predict your success, and I can also predict your failure in Arbonne by how often you plug into the tools and the trainings that are available to you. And so the more you plug in, the more successful that you're going to be. And often people get discouraged, and then they unplug. And so I would encourage you that when you get discouraged, then plug in further, because that's how we're going to be able to help you. We also have monthly team meetings that I just say are so imperative for your success. And it's just once a month that you step out for a team meeting. But the other are weekly Zoom calls you can do from your home in your pajamas. And so that makes it really easy. We also have a book club that's available on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. And then these 2 apps, I encourage all of my new business builders to get this. It's a Voxer app, and it's like a walkie-talkie, and it makes it easy for us to communicate very quickly back and forth. And then we also have a GroupMe app, and that helps so that you guys can ask questions and get help from other people in the group. And so it's just a great support group to be able to help you with your questions. And then we've got different Arbonne sponsored events. Our GTC's once a year, and it's typically in April. And then we've got impact training that's in the fall. And so you'll be seeing different emails about that. And then we've got our different websites that are available. So this is our website, directedpath.info. And then I love also sharing Carlita Nelson, that's my sponsor's website, and then Emily Martin, who's in my Success Nation Success Line. Hers is called Success Nation, and you will see that. And so all of those have great tools and great tips and videos to help you with how to get better at your business. And so I would just set a goal. The longer we sit and think about it, the harder it gets. And so I would encourage you to set a goal within 48 hours to get 10 activities booked on your calendar, because the reason why 10 is if something cancels or somebody gets sick. I got a phone call, a text from my friend that I've got a party with on tomorrow night, and she goes, "Oh my goodness, my son has the stomach flu, and I need to reschedule." And so things like this happen because you're working with people. And so when you overcompensate and you get more on your calendar than what you need, if something were to happen, and things typically do, then you still have enough to achieve your goal for that month. And so when we our fears become bigger when we set, but we can overcome them with action. So fear is nature's way of warning us to get busy, and I love that quote. And so when you see what's available for you and for your family, then this just helps me to motivate. It helped to motivate me. And so what I focused on was I signed up, I got my products, I got into activity, and then I stayed plugged in. And then right next to my computer, I set my goal for how to get to district manager. And Carlita told me to get to district manager all in 1 month. And that was exactly what I did. Was I got into activity and got to district manager all in 1 month. But I put it up there, and district manager is 6,000 in 1 or 2 months, and that's the sales between you and the people who you have invited onto your team. And 6,000 will get you there in 1 or 2 months time period, or it's 7,500 over 3 months. So get it done. Just jump in and tear up the activity, because that's how you're going to quickly get to your goals. But you can see here, just with a 30% increase, when you consistently are holding 8 group presentations, you're bringing on 4 new people as preferred clients, and that's where they get their products at 20% off. And you're bringing in 1 new team member every month and teaching your team to do the same as your team grows. You can see how you can start out with just at your first month. Then as you grow and go through this and continue that duplication process, you can be a regional vice president in a 10-month time period by consistently working your activity. And so I want you to see what's possible for you to do. And for me, that's exactly what it took, was 10 months to become a regional vice president. And did I have setbacks? Yes. Did I have hostesses that quit? I sure did. Did I have people who said they wanted to start the business and then they didn't? Yes, I did. But it's my why, and it will be your why, that keeps you focused on your goal, and why you need to continue to pick up the phone, fill in that activity, and why you need to continue to plug in to grow you and to get the tools necessary for you to grow in your Arbonne business. And so keep up on your computer that first goal of getting to district manager and what it takes to get there. And then your goal is to help other people get there. And when you do that consistently, then regional vice president is what you are going to see in your path. And Zig Ziglar says, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so it's helping other people, that in the process of helping other people, you look up and you see that you've helped your family significantly. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is getting to district manager. And we talked about that. Do it right away. And it builds your belief, it builds your paycheck. Of course, it will build your business in the process. And here it is, exactly what I said, 6,000 between you and your team in 1 or 2 months, or 7,500 in retail volume in 3. So get it done in 1 or 2 months, and that's just so much easier. And you see the payback so much faster. And then the last thing is, we do have on our website, on directedpath.info, a getting started checklist. And so this is for you, and this is also for your sponsor, just to help you to know that you've stepped off and you've gone through everything that you need in order to get a successful launch in your business. And I love this quote down here at the bottom is act as if it were impossible to fail, because what I know and what I've seen over the last 13 years in Arbonne is the only way to fail in this business is to quit. And if you stay here and you continue focusing on, we call it the 5 S's, selling, sponsoring, scheduling, staying plugged in, and service, or you can boil it down to 3 P's. It takes people, it takes, and that's preferred clients and business builders. It takes parties, events, and it takes personal development and growing you as a person. And the more you grow you as a person, the bigger your business is going to grow. And that's what I love. So I thank you for your time and for being with us. And I would encourage you to get back with the person who invited you to take a look at this training, and know that they're going to partner with you and they're going to help you with everything that you need in order to get started. And I wish you all the best, because what I know is that success is when preparation meets opportunity. And so we're going to prepare you with all of these tools like what we've done, and then you make the opportunity by getting your calendar full. I thank you for your time, guys.